Hi, hey, hello, Miss Steele here. So this week we are talking about color. So we're going to focus on color mixing in our primary and secondary colors for this project. We're going to make color mixing bugs. So the first thing we need is a white piece of paper. You want a pencil and an eraser, scissors, glue, and then if you have an extra piece of colored paper, that could come in handy, just a scrap piece. We only need a little bit, so I have yellow. You want something round to trace, and you want it to be kind of small because we want 6 circles that are exactly the same. So I have a little mug, and then I'm going to be using paint so you can watch my color mixing. But if you don't have paints, you could use markers, crowns, colored pencils instead to get the same colors, but we need our 3 primary and our 3 secondary. I'm going to move all of these out of the way, and I'm going to trace 6 circles onto my paper. So you want a paper that can fit 6 circles, and we're going to fill in 3 of them with the primary colors and 3 of them with the secondary colors. And I'm using paint so you can see how they mix. So if you have paint, you want to have the 3 primary colors, which is red, yellow, and blue. They are our 3 primary colors because we mix together red, yellow, and blue in different ways to make every single other color. You cannot mix 2 colors together to make red, blue, and yellow. They just kind of exist. But we can mix them together to make all different sorts of new colors. So I have my 6 even circles now, so I can set my cup aside. That's what I needed it for. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 3 primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. I know it's kind of dark on there, but this is blue, and I'm going to color in 1 red, 1 yellow, and 1 blue. And like I said, if you don't have paints, that is okay. Instead of painting these in, you can just color them in. And it's okay if I paint outside of the lines or you color outside of the lines a little bit because we're going to end up cutting these out. So first I have my yellow. Now I'm going to clean my brush. And now I'm going to pick up some red. I think it's easier to paint in the light colors first because I think light colors are easier to clean off your brush. And then I put in my red. And then I'm going to clean it. And now I'm going to put in my blue. And then our next step is going to be mixing our colors together to make our secondary colors. So our secondary colors are called that because they're the colors that come second after mixing our primary colors. So I have 1 red, 1 yellow, 1 blue. If you don't have paint, you can just color in your circles using whatever you have. So now I'm going to have you watch me start mixing these. So the first one we're going to mix is orange, which red and yellow together make orange. So I'm going to scoop up some yellow right here, and I need to save some to mix with my blue. And then I'm going to take a little bit of red, and then I'm going to mix them together. Maybe I'll grab a little bit more yellow until I get a really pretty orange. Like that. So now that I've made my orange, I'm going to fill in one of my circles with that orange that I mixed. And that is one of our secondary colors. Red and yellow mixed together make orange. Just like that. Maybe I'll pick up a little bit more and do another layer. So now I'm going to clean off my brush again. And I'm going to mix our next color, which is going to be green. So if we take some of our yellow all the way over here and just a little bit of our blue, we can mix this together and that will make green. So yellow and blue mixed together make green. So I am going to fill this in with the green that I mixed. If you add more blue, it's going to be a darker green. If you add more yellow, it's going to be a lighter green. So, let's see maybe if I turn the brightness up, this shows the colors a little bit better. There we go. Now we're going to mix the last of our secondary colors, which is purple. And you make purple by mixing blue and red. And when we mix those together, we get purple. And so I'm going to fill in my purple in my last circle. It may look really dark on camera. Purple tends to look really dark, but this is purple. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this aside to dry, and then we will work on our next step. So we're all dried, so now our next step is going to be cutting out our 6 circles. And we're going to use these to make our bugs. So I'm going to get these cut out, and then we will move on to our next step. Okay, so the purple is really dark, but it's right here. So we're going to put our 3 secondary colors up here. And then we're going to take our 3 primary colors, and I'm going to put them in a stack, and then I'm going to cut them in half. So now we have a bunch of half circles of our primary colors. This is when we want to grab our glue. So these are going to become the wings, and our secondary colors are going to be the body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue down right here at the top, and then I'm going to pick out 2 colors that make up orange, which I know it's red, and I'm going to put it not right on top, but I'm going to fan it out a little bit so it looks like the wings are open, and yellow. So now our orange bug has some wings. The last thing we need to do is add our head on, but we're going to get the wings put on first. So now we're going to move on to green. And again, right at the top, I'm going to add a little line of glue. Green is made up of blue and yellow. So I'm putting on my blue, and then I'm putting on my yellow. I'm pressing down real hard because glue does not work like magic. Sometimes it needs your help. And then our last is our purple, which is nice and dark, especially on this dark table. I'm adding some glue at the top. Oop, got some glue on my table. And again, I'm going to take the last 2 pieces I have, and purple is made up of blue and red. So now we have our 3 bugs. Our purple one with the blue and red, green with yellow and blue, and then orange with yellow and red. I'm now going to take the extra piece of yellow paper I have. You could also use your leftover white paper that you cut out from. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it once, and then I'm going to fold it twice. So now it's like 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to cut a half circle for the head of my bugs. Just like that. A little U is what I drew. And because I folded it and I'm cutting it while it's folded, it's going to make all of their heads even. So just like that. I can go back and use my marker to add on some eyes and a smile. Just like that. And I'm going to take my glue and put a line of glue just on the head, and then I'm going to squish it down. And then we have our first bug completed. So now we're going to work on a green. And the whole point is that the wings should match whatever colors on the inside. That's why it's not so important if you use paint or any other color. Or any other supply instead of paint, not color. So now we have our 3 color mixing bugs that show our secondary and primary colors. If you wanted to add antennas or go back maybe with a black pen or marker and add details, you definitely could. But I think I'm going to leave mine like this. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whenever you're watching this. I'll see you next time.